so excited to be able to bring you Marvelous Monday number 6 video. No, I kind of skipped a couple of Mondays. I got a little off track because I got to make a road trip to Texas to see my grandmother she's in a nursing home. So in today's video, we are going to make chocolate chip cookies together. Now I know you're probably thinking, chocolate chip cookies, really? There are a million chocolate chip cookie recipes. But this recipe is different because it's good for you. Not only is it good for you, but it tastes delicious. Now, I'll be the first to admit I have tried 1,000,001 recipes just in desperation to find some kind of sweet treat that is healthy and it's not full of sugar and bad fats. And so it's so depressing because you get the ingredients and you spend this time and you make it, you cook it, and then you're just like waiting and it comes out of the oven and then you're waiting for it to cool off so you could take a bite and you're just so hoping it tastes good. And you take a bite and it's like, I wouldn't even give this to my dog. That's bad. Not this recipe. So let's get started. Okay, to get started, first of all, we're going to take 5 tablespoons of butter. Now, this is going to look like more than what I'm saying because I've doubled this recipe. You know what? I like to do that. If I'm going to make a recipe, let's go ahead and double it. We can freeze it or eat them all. But anyways, no, don't do that. But so this actually is 10 tablespoons of butter, but I'm going to have the recipe so you'll be able to get that. You want it not like melted, but softened so that it's easy to mix, in with the other ingredients. So we're going to put that in our bowl. Then the next thing that we're going to do is we're adding 1/4 of a cup of artificial sweetener, okay, like a stevia, or I left my bag out because I wanted to show you this is what I use. I have been experimenting with all different kinds, and this Swerve for me as far as baking so far, I really do like it. And this is a 1-on-1 ratio. So if it calls for 1 cup of sugar, you would replace it with 1 cup of this, okay? So its sweetness really compares to real sugar. So that is the artificial sweetener that I'm using is Swerve. So I'm gonna put that in there. Now we're gonna use, it calls for 1 large egg, but I'm doing 2 because like I said, I'm doubling this recipe. So we're gonna do 1 egg and 2 eggs. Okay, and now it calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. So mine is pink because I use the pink Himalayan salt. Then we're gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. So we're gonna add that in there. And then the not the last, saving the best for last, but we're gonna do 1.5 cups of almond flour. I have 3 cups because I've doubled it, okay? So we're just gonna pour that down in there. Okay, and then actually what I do before I add in that very last ingredient is I'm gonna kind of give it a little bit of a mix. So I like to mix it up just a little bit before I add the chocolate chips in because I don't want to disturb my chips in any way. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a mix. Now, we are going to add in the 1/4 of a cup. Now, that recipe actually calls for sugar-free chocolate chips. If you want to do sugar-free and it be completely sugar-free, please do that. I may do it sometime, I don't know, but I keep dark chocolate chips on hand because they're way less sugar, they're healthy, the dark chocolate is healthy for you, so I am adding the dark chocolate chips. So those aren't sugar-free, but they're very close to it. I'm gonna add these in, I'm gonna mix this up. And the one thing I will tell you, just to go ahead and prepare yourself, because if you've ever made anything with almond flour, okay, it's not regular flour. So it is going to taste different, but different doesn't have to be bad. I like these because in a way, they kind of taste like a cornbread muffin with chocolate chips. That's the way I kind of like to think about them. And if you tell yourself that, then when you taste it, you are going to be pleasantly surprised. So you can see I've got this all mixed up. I have my pan ready, okay? And so what I'm gonna do is, I've got my scoop out. I love to use an ice cream scoop when I'm making cookies or, you know, anything like that, because your scoops can stay even. You know, you may be talented enough and you can just keep them all perfect, but I kind of have a hard time with that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and you'll see I've got my pan ready. I have a piece of parchment paper all on there so I don't have to use any spray. And I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna, you know, they're gonna spread out a little bit, but they're not gonna spread out a ton. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get 4 across here. Actually, I'm gonna just go with 3. Let's just do 3 and we'll try to get 4 rows. So the more uniform you have your cookies, then they're gonna bake even and they're all gonna have the same consistency. So I have them on the sheet, the cookie sheet. I've got the oven preheated to 350. I'm gonna put it in there and I'm gonna start it on about 10 minutes and then I'm just gonna start watching it. And please, you know, watch yours because all ovens cook differently. Okay, I just wanted to go ahead and show this on the video. I timed them for 10 minutes, so I'm taking them out after 10 minutes. And what I like to do is, you see how they're kind of puffed up? I like to take my finger and just kind of real quickly, you just want to mash that down just a little bit, okay? And that was after 10 minutes. This is what they look like. Now, I'm going to put them back in the oven for 2 minutes, and they come out perfectly golden brown. All right, I just got these out of the oven and I'm gonna take and place them on a cooling rack. This is not like absolutely necessary, but if you have a cooling rack, it really does help your cookies to be able to let the air circulate all the way around, and it keeps the bottom from getting soggy. So, like I said, not absolutely necessary, but if you have one, it just helps. And it helps them to cool a whole lot quicker too, because that air is circulating all around them. So now you can see how pretty they turned out. They look pretty and they're gonna taste delicious. All right, they're all cooled off. Now here is the real test. They look pretty, they feel pretty. I hope I don't have chocolate on my teeth, but these are delicious. If you don't have these ingredients, you're gonna wanna pick them up today and make you some of these tonight. Lord bless you.